Everyone, welcome to General Assembly. We're just going to jump right into things. Secretary Digby, if you could please take attendance.
Representative Torres, Representative Choi, Representative Asali, Representative Legman, Representative Chen, Representative McGarry, Representative Amin,
President voting.
Representative Rooker,
President voting.
Representative Macedonia,
President voting.
Representative Christopherson, Representative Sarda, Representative Lee, Representative Tingley, Representative Rangaswamy, Representative Liu, Representative Cyan, Representative Huang, Representative Thompson, Representative Stump, Representative Easter, Representative McHenry,
President voting.
Representative Lambert, Representative Kohlmeyer,
President voting.
Representative Heck, Representative Giannini, Representative Tran, Representative Toomey, Representative Shaw,
President voting.
Representative Sabe,
President voting.
Representative Huffman, Representative Beckman, Representative Ha, Representative Cunningham, Representative Brown Graves,
President voting.
Parliamentarian Gladys, Internal Development Chair Dooner, Treasurer Ridgway,
Present.
Treasurer Payne, I'm here, Speaker McKee,
Present.
VP Brown,
President voting.
VP Gallo,
President voting.
VP Fitch, VP Williams,
President voting.
VP Vaughn,
President and voting.
President Hale.
Okay, if you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right. Again, good evening, everyone. So we're going to start the night with a very special guest speaker, Vice President Vaughn.
All right, we've got a lot of fun stuff on the agenda today, but we're not going to be spread so thin with multiple presentations. Tonight, our meeting's just going to be enhanced by one, Chris Vallejos, the Associate Vice President of University Alumni Relations.
Thank you, Patrick. So does this fall in the category of fun stuff, or is this the dry part?
This is the fun part.
Okay, good. I was actually at this podium on Friday at the trustees meeting, and it's really cool to present to the university trustees and to get questions from them about how we at the Alumni Association are working with students and how we're cultivating our future alumni. I mean, they have a real genuine interest in this. But for me, fall semester wouldn't be complete without a meet and greet at USG, right? Now, how many here are freshmen? So you have no idea at all who I am. It's okay. It's okay. I am Chris Vallejos. I am the head of the Alumni Association in Case Western Reserve. I've been on staff for a couple of years. This is my second fall semester. And we are in charge with keeping, let me just say, 109,000 alumni engaged with the university. All right? So the reason that I like to say hi to USG is, first of all, I think you're the most important student group on campus. You guys are ultra involved. You're top notch at what you do. I really value what you do in the classroom and that you have time for these extracurricular activities. And the reason this means a lot, I guess, twofold. Number one, when I was in school, I was very active as well, so I kind of get what you're doing. But second, when it comes to what we do at the Alumni Association, which is keep alumni engaged, many of these alumni volunteers, and we have tens of thousands of them, who, even with their jobs and their lives, recruit students, make donations, are career contacts. Most of these alumni started out as active students just like you. And so I say this to Colleen all the time. I look out at USG and I say, these are the alumni leaders of the future. You may not realize that, especially the first year students, but I look forward to working with you as you matriculate and become alumni. You have heard me say, most of you, I just encourage you to continue to stay connected with the university. You are among our greatest advocates as student groups, and my message, because I'm the old alumni director, can only go so far with students. I mean, all I can do is say Spartans for life and y'all cheer, you know. But you're the ones who have the ability to go back to your fraternity and sorority houses, other student organizations, and say, hey, we're part of this university, not just for 4 years, but for life, and it's important to continue to stay involved. So that makes sense? Homecoming. Wow. What did you guys think? Was it good? Well, thank you. Yes, one guy. I mean, from an alumni standpoint, I have to tell you, in 2010, we had 400 alumni at what we used to call Alumni Weekend. Last year, we created some pretty interesting programming. We had 1,100. This year, we had 2,400 attendees. I mean, blew the doors off. It was a great record. And our view of homecoming is we want alumni to come back, and this is like the best chance they have to experience the campus firsthand. And a lot of alums haven't been back in years, and not only does the campus look different, the Euclid Avenue corridor is just incredible. So who was at the Blue Block party on Thursday night? Wasn't that awesome? You know, and so alums come back and think, this is not the Cleveland I know, it's not the campus I know, so that's pretty cool. But we had more than 100 different events over the weekend, reunions, programming. I was actually in Los Angeles back in March, and Rich Sommer from Mad Men was leading us on a backstage tour of the set, which is ultra cool. And so I took a little risk, and I said, Rich, if you're not filming season 6, would you come in for homecoming? And he said, yeah, sure. Well, season 6 doesn't begin filming until next week, so Rich was here. So that was pretty cool to have Rich Sommer for Mad Men here for the weekend. But it was, I think, the first ever collaboration between alumni, families, and students. Homecoming has actually been a student term, and we've called this Alumni Weekend. Beginning this year and moving forward, we're calling this homecoming just so we can be on the same page. But I thought it worked extraordinarily well. Colleen, I think, and Rick Bischoff from admissions would say the same thing. It was really good orchestration. The event was executed really well. I think everyone had a really good time. Wasn't the parade great? That was awesome. Who was in the parade? Oh, loved it. Loved it, loved it. A couple of quick things when I get out of here. One thing that we're continuing to work on is a partnership with the Career Center. It's just kind of my personal obligation that we want to bring alumni into the mix to help give you career advice and so forth. But while we've been working with the Career Service to build this database of what we hope will be about 1,000 alums to offer resume writing or resume reviewing and internships and so forth, lo and behold, I go on our LinkedIn site, Case Western's LinkedIn site a few months ago, and anyone have a guess as to how many Case Western Reserve alums have a LinkedIn profile? I'll tell you, 42,000. 42,000 of our alumni have a LinkedIn profile, totally searchable. And so not only are we encouraging our alumni to be a career contact, but we're also saying, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, put one out there and so that students can contact you. And when I say totally searchable, if you want to find electrical engineers in Albuquerque who went to Case Western Reserve, actually I haven't tried that one, but theoretically you could do that. And these are alumni who've put their profiles out there. Most are not looking for jobs, most are just looking to network. And when an undergraduate contacts them, most alumni say, how can I help you? So this is one of the things that we're doing to work closer to students. And also with homecoming this year, we launched our brand new, ready? USG Alumni Network. Who remembers Divya? So, yeah, so Divya, in May of last year, she's graduating, moving to Boston. She said, Chris, I want to stay involved. And I said, of course you do, because you're Divya, you know. And she said, I want to start a USG Alumni Network so that we can bring USG alums in the mix to help the executive board, back in the day, here's how we used to deal with things, but also USG alums as a career resource for you, just kind of another level of alumni helping you out. So this is in its early stages. Some of you were at USG alumni event, but we have high hopes for this, and this is just one of the things that we want to have on campus to engage you and to encourage you to do what you do well. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got tonight. Again, I really enjoy meeting with you first of the semester, and for the freshmen, I look forward to getting to know you over the next couple years. So any questions? Yes, Colleen.
Between the alumni and the students, I thought it was exceptional. So, well done.
All right, I will let you proceed with the fun part of your program. Thanks again, everyone. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, so thank you again, Mr. Vlahos, for coming. Moving along, we'll head right into old business. Is there any old business before the assembly this evening? It's a trick question, as always. The speaker would like to entertain a motion to reintroduce business. Scott? Representative McHenry?
Are the nominations for nursing representatives still open?
They are. All of the nomination positions are open. I do believe we have a candidate for an engineering representative position here tonight. So, Vice President Brown?
Move to close nominations for engineering, School of Engineering.
Is there a second? Okay, just to make sure, Megha Srikanth, are you here tonight? Great. So, if you could please approach the podium.
Okay, cool.
You'll have 2 minutes to address the assembly or take any questions, and you can begin whenever you're ready.
Okay, hi, my name's Meghna. I'm a second-year biomedical engineer. I basically am interested in joining USG because you guys have really big impact on the school community, and you're really focused on student lifestyle, and I think I can contribute a lot to that. If I was elected, I would make sure to strengthen the relationship between the students and the faculty, and just overall improve the student experience. You guys can read my letter of intent. If you have any questions for me, I'll just open it up now.
Are there any questions for the speaker? Representative Ranagoswamy?
You're still new and exploring. Do you have any particular ideas in mind for the student and faculty relationship that you want to cultivate?
Well, one of the things that at least as an engineer for me, we're in classes and we learn a lot from the teachers, but that we don't ever have as many opportunities to use what we learn. And I would like to see if there's some way that we could do something like that, because I think that would encourage a lot of people who are maybe unsure about engineering to solidify their interests.
Any other questions? Representative McHenry?
What unique qualities do you think you have that you believe will benefit USG as a whole?
I think one of the qualities that I personally think is very good about myself is I commit to anything that I do. I don't really do anything halfway. I make sure that whatever I do, I finish it and it's a good job. And I'm also really persistent. I don't really give up very easily. And I'm not really shy to talk in front of people, so that's something I think that's really important.
Are there any other questions? Mr. Dudner?
I'm just curious if you've interacted with USG in the past at all, how or yeah.
Well, I guess the only way that recently I've interacted is I stepped in for one of the engineering representatives when they couldn't come to a meeting, so I got to see this meeting in general and see how you guys interact.
Okay, thank you. If you could please step outside. And if you could please mute the audio recording equipment. Sure, I think number 50. Okay. So with that, are there any further nominations for the nursing representative or the arts and sciences representative positions? Vice President Vaughn?
For Arts and Sciences, I'd like to nominate Ashley Sowers.
Okay. Representative Shaw?
For Arts and Sciences, I'd like to nominate Ali Mahmoud, or yeah, I think that's his name.
Oh, and as a point of information, there are 3 vacancies in arts and sciences instead of 2. Any other nominations? Treasurer Ridgway?
Just point of information, is there still positions open for engineering representative?
There will be. We'll reopen them in new
Okay,
business.
I was just.
Any other nominations for nursing or arts and sciences? Or is there any other old business to entertain? Vice President Brown?
Move to reopen nominations for School of Engineering.
That is new business, so we can entertain it when we hit new business. Vice President Williams?
I move to reapprove the judicial board. Reopen it.
Reintroduce approval? Yeah. Okay, it's been seconded. Great. So to start, Parliamentarian Gladys. We'll set an initial 4 minutes for discussion.
Okay, so This is the list I had from last week, and since this has already been put on the table last week, I couldn't really change it, but I did have some corrections to it that I wanted to make. So if I have a list of the proposed changes, if we could entertain a motion to amend, and then if you want me to explain now what I changed.
You bump the font size, zoom in a little.
Oh yeah. Is that better? No? Yes? Closer? It's up to you.
Either one.
If you want me to explain before you...
Might as well explain.
Okay. So basically, after more thought and after more interest, I had some freshmen email me about wanting to be on the judicial board. I decided to remove the names of exec members who wanted to be on the judicial board because when it comes down to it, I feel like that's a conflict of interest. And, like spread the power out a little bit, so give other people a chance to be on the judicial board. So that was one change. And then also, based on the discussion last week, I decided it sounded like we'd prefer to have 5 people's names down for sure. And we had one alternate who is not a member of USG in case ever we need to have a meeting and those 5 original couldn't make it. Also, there were 3 second years who showed interest, so I decided to make one of those second years the alternate. Okay. So.
Other points for discussion? Representative McHenry?
Is there a limit to how many members of USG versus non-USG members must be on the judicial board?
You just have to have one person who's not in USG on the judicial board.
Other points for discussion? Mr. Radensick?
Taylor, when you were picking the people for the judicial board, was it mainly like, hey, everyone, email me back if you're interested, or did you actually have like conversations with people about it and what the expectations
it was
are?
people, well, I made an announcement to contact me if you're interested, and these are the people who emailed me or came to me and saying that they were interested.
Okay, I'm just curious, what did Connor say about, what did he say to you about this?
It was a couple weeks ago, but he approached me after GA and asked to have his name put on the list.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Representative Rooker?
I was just wondering how the alternate was chosen.
This is somebody that I know who expressed interest. I had been talking about how there weren't a lot of people who wanted to be on judicial board at first, and she volunteered to do it. So whenever I hit the 5, she and I talked about it, and she said she would be comfortable being an alternate.
We've hit time for discussion. Is there a motion to extend discussion? If not, we'll move right into the vote. Representative McHenry?
I move to extend discussion by 3 minutes.
Is there a second? Any objection to that? Seeing none, we'll extend by 3. Other points for discussion, Vice President Brown?
Move to amend the Judicial Board Assembly. Do I need to amend this or no?
It will need to be an amendment
Okay,
too.
so I move to amend the old Judicial Board proposal to this new one that she has.
Is there any dissent to amending the list of names from the old list to the new list as presented? Any dissent? Okay, seeing none, the motion is friendly, so the amendment is made. Any other points for discussion? Vice President Williams.
Call to previous question.
Any dissent to ending discussion? Seeing none, we will move into the vote. You can start voting now. Please vote A, yes, to approve the judicial board, B, no, opposed, or C, to abstain. Okay, and the motion passes and the judicial board is installed. With that, is there any other old business? Seeing none, is there any new business? Representative, I'm sorry, I forget your name. Choi, Representative Choi?
Are we allowed to open nominations without having
Yes.
I'd like to open nominations for freshman commuter rep.
Is there a second? Okay. Are there any nominations for freshman commuter representative? Okay, seeing none, those will remain open. If you do have any nominations, please email them to Parliamentarian Gladys. Any other new business? Representative Thompson?
Move to open engineering representative positions.
Is there any nominations for engineering representative? Representative McHenry.
I nominate William Hudgens, HUDGINS.
Other nominations? Representative Thompson?
Nominate Charlie Marshall.
Treasurer Ridgway?
Lucas Thompson.
Any other nominations for engineering representative? Representative Thompson?
Nominate Pat Landis.
Are there any other nominations? I'm going to nominate Joseph Locks. I'll tell you afterward. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, those will remain open. If you do have any further nominations, please email Parliamentarian Gladys. Are there any other items of new business? Vice President Gallo?
Move to introduce Bill B 22-05.
Okay. Vice President Williams?
I know we were all trying to skirt around this issue as long as we could, but we couldn't. I'm sorry. We now, before you have Bill B 22-05, it's a recognition bill. The two student organizations that are up for recognition today are the Case Western Reserve University Culinary Club. Quick summary, they like to cook things. They believe that they can just take normal food and really enhance its flavor and its presentation and make it into something that's truly global cuisine. And the Spartan Dance Team. The Spartan Dance Team currently exists on campus as the Spartan Dance Team, but they have not been USG recognized in quite some time. So this is simply making it official. So with that, I am open to points.
Are there any points for the speaker? Any clarifying questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Vice President Williams. Okay, is there a speaker in the con on the bill? Seeing none, we'll move into discussion. I'll set an initial time limit at 3 minutes. To make one note really fast, in the footer of the bill, the incorrect date is listed. That will be corrected. It's simply a grammatical / printing error, so it will just be corrected. Are there any other points for discussion on the bill? Representative Shaw? No? Okay. Vice President Vaughn?
Call the previous question.
Second.
Any dissent to ending discussion? Yeah.
I just wanted to remind everyone that in these finance bills, if you're a member of any of the organizations that we're voting on, you should abstain from voting because that is a conflict of interest. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Seeing no dissent to any discussion. Oh, Representative Rendixon? Technically, yes. Please vote C. It just helps us keep track of numbers better, but D or E also are abstentions. Okay. Any dissent to ending discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into the vote. You may vote now. Please vote A, yes, in favor of passing Bill B 22-05, B, no, opposed, or C, to abstain. Okay, and the bill passes. So Bill B 22-05 is approved. Are there any other items of new business? Representative Thompson? Vice President Williams.
Hi again. So before you tonight, we have another awesome rolling funding bill. The Finance Committee has been working really hard. So please do give them a pat on the back next time you see a Finance Committee member. They have been working really hard just to make sure that all these organizations are funded. As you can see, last week I might have told, last GA I guess, I might have told a little bit of a fib. I thought last week was the largest rolling funding allocation that we've ever had. No, this week is. We had over $10,000, guys. That's a lot of money. And of that, we were able to allocate roughly $5,105.78, and this will be spread out amongst the respective organizations as listed in this appendix. So, kind of go through it. Hopefully before Assembly, you are taking a little bit of time to go through these, note the dates. Really, one of the nice things also about these things that, for example, I hope that you are paying attention to like some of the dates of these events, because like, for example, I really want to go to Hillel Undergraduate Leadership Council's event where Mayim Bialik, I think that's how you pronounce her name, she's from the Big Bang Theory, so she's coming to speak, and it's a free event for students. Go to tickets.case.edu and you get a free ticket. So there you go, you have the date right there. But other than that, we just had a bunch of funding requests. Fencing Club came in and appealed the decision that is noted in the appendix. They've been working with Pat Kennedy from athletics, so this is what they requested. This is what they believe they could do the most with. So with that, please take some time, and I'm open to points it.
Any points for the speaker or any clarifying questions? Representative Legman?
Council's mind, the alphabet. It's not listed on the bill.
Absolutely. So the Finance Committee, because we have a limited budget for rolling funding, we try to make sure that we're able to spread it out as evenly as possible. And while we are very confident that this event will gather a large number of students, we do not feel like allocating a little under half of our total rolling funding budget remaining for the semester would be a good use of it. That we also wanted to save it for organizations that have smaller events and that want to do smaller things. So we did reduce it. Typically, we do honorariums up to about 500, and in this case, we did make the offer to make that 1,000, with the remaining to be applied for a USG executive co-sponsorship.
Any other points for the speaker? Representative Christofferson?
Point of information, what exactly is
A USG executive co-sponsorship? Great question here. USG executive co-sponsorship is a certain pool of money that is set aside by the General Assembly for the USG Executive Committee to spend, and it's for groups that, for example, are not USG student organizations. In fact, we make it a point to try not to fund co-sponsorships for USG student organizations. And so, for example, the LGBT Center can come in for a co-sponsorship. That, I'm trying to think of the other ones we apply. Greek letter organizations have often applied for their philanthropy events. So it's groups that can't get money in any other ways can come to us, so it can really help enhance their events.
Any other points for the speaker? Seeing none, thank you, Vice President Williams. Is there a speaker in the con for Bill B 22-06? Seeing none, we will move into discussion. I'll set an initial limit of 4 minutes. Any points for discussion? Any points for discussion on the bill? Representative Christofferson?
If they requested refund, like their requests, what were those payments based off of compared to ours? So if you say future items listed based on online searches, you base a reasonable amount on that. What did they base it off of?
I believe that the group of people who made a decision based off Amazon.com prices. We usually go to Amazon.com. It's a pretty good place.
Much higher than yours.
Just explaining, what we had was what we felt we were
allocated them. It's not necessarily the prices that we found. It was just that what we felt was necessary, what we felt was right or whatever to enhance their experience with it. So that's why it's like 425 instead of 825.
Any other points for discussion? Representative Rooker?
On the Case Ballroom Dance Society, the amount allocated under gas money says 207.76, and adding 200 to that, the total says 207.73. That's 3 cents, but it's off.
So, Vice President Williams, what would be the correct amount there? Would it be the 76? Okay. So it would be, in order to make a motion to amend the total amount for that?
Yeah, I move to amend the total amount to 407.76.
Second.
Okay, is there any dissent to making the amendment so the total amount awarded to Case Ballroom Dance Society is 407.76? Any dissent? Seeing none, the motion is friendly. Oh, Vice President Williams?
Well, no, it's along those lines. The totals on the front page have also now been updated. So the now totals are $5,105.81 out of $10,370.43.
Okay. Are there any other points for discussion? Any other points? Representative Ranagoswamy?
Previous question?
Second.
Is there any dissent to ending discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into the vote. You may begin voting now. Please vote A, yes, in favor of passing Bill B 22-06, B, no, opposed, and C, to abstain. Okay, so Bill B 22-06 passes. Are there any other items of new business? Seeing none, I don't believe so, but seeing none, we will move into committee reports. President Hale, for the Executive Committee. Perfect timing, too, by the way.
There are no agendas outside. Good evening. I seem to be getting this timing down a little too well. Only important thing really from the exec committee, next week we will be discussing the budget for the coming semester. Colin reminded us to add that, so if you have any interest in that discussion, feel free to come by. 3 important events that I stuck in my report that you should be aware of. They're all mandatory for the assembly. The 2 of them fall during GA time, so really no reason you shouldn't be available since you're all here. But that's administrator speed dating next Tuesday, October 9th. Those of you who were here last year experienced that. Are you raising your hand, Colleen? Oh, of administrator speed dating? Sure, so we've invited something like 30-ish administrators from the university, folks that run the day-to-day operation of the university and have input in long-term and important decision-making. 22 of them have gotten back to me, said they would love to come. So what they will be there to do is to talk to all of you the way we've run it in the past. And after talking to Dan today, I think the way we're going to run it again is each of you will have the opportunity to speak with every single administrator that's there, other Dan. Oh. And so it's speed. To do that, we do speed dating. So you'll have about 2 minutes, but with every person there, everyone from the provost to Jen Brown, who's coordinates residential programming. So there's a lot of really high up people there. There's a lot of people that work on the ground level and you interact with anyway. But I think it's a cool opportunity and just meeting a lot of people that we work with and our stakeholders and what we do throughout the year. It's a cool event. There'll be food. Other one is Student State of the University Address. President Snyder every year gives the Student State of the University address. It's an analog to what she does with the Faculty Senate in giving an update to them about what is the state of the university. She also gives an update to us about what is the state of the university. We invite all undergrads and help her host the event. This year the vision is, pending a blessing from President Snyder, to allow undergrads to choose what the topics will be. Last year our topic was a student center, but we decided that as an organization. I was thinking this year folks might be interested in deciding what she talks about there. So giving students beyond just the members of USG the opportunity to say what she'll tell us about, her and her cabinet will tell us about. That's Tuesday, October 30th, so the end of the month, also happening during GA time, so again, no reason you shouldn't be available. And then Pizza Olympics is Wednesday, November 7th. Swami's been working hard and doing great work too. I think we're gonna have a slam dunk year, so get excited for Pizza Olympics. Some folks will be needed to help set up the day beforehand, to help set up the day of the event, to staff the event, and then to tear down afterwards. You doing some part of that would count towards participating, but all things that you should be doing as a rep. So yeah, is that good, Colleen? One more thing, you got it, yeah.
Was maybe last spring or last fall speed dating. Could you send the administrators who have confirmed a list of maybe one sentence of their area of responsibility to everyone before it, so that they can think a little bit more ahead of time about what questions they might pose, or what program they might want to express concern or adoration of. So a little more prep for them.
I will caution everyone though, remember you have 2 minutes, so you're not gonna, reorganize the university in 2 minutes, but it is a cool time to air some stuff and make use of getting to have a handshake with someone, so. Yeah. Cool. Questions? Concerns?
Okay, thank you. Cool.
I guess at this point, there's absolutely no chance of moving Pizza Olympics to a Friday.
Definitely not. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, everybody has class.
Keith.
Yeah.
Pizza shops are slammed Thursday, Friday, all the way through. So Monday or Tuesday are the best days, but we lost the facility. Is that right? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday we were competing.
And that's why we went to Wednesday.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have class then, so I'll be there. So not everyone has class. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, President Hale. Student Life Committee, Vice President Vaughn.
All right, so one of the important things to note is that we don't have our committee meeting this week. So if you're not on Student Life and you weren't aware of that, we're having our one-on-ones this week. And if you want to have a one-on-one with me and you're not on Student Life, I mean, more than welcome. It'll enhance our bonding between each other. So that's always a welcome thing. If you haven't signed up and you are on Student Life Committee, make sure you sign up for one-on-one. I really want to talk to you all. The other thing is that we changed our committee meeting time. It was getting a bit hairy getting everyone to come to the same meeting time on Thursdays, so we changed it to Mondays at 6 p.m. And the first one's definitely going to be in the USG office. And then finally, super exciting, we're doing a lighting tour just to make sure that all the lights on campus, on all the walkways, are still working and lit to keep students safe. So it's on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. We're going to meet in both Leutner and Fribley. So if you live on either side of the campus or just happen to be on either sides of those, you're more than welcome to come. RHA is going to be there, and some of the people from the Case Police Station are coming as well. So if you do come, there'll be a little nugget of appreciation and a little pat on the back. So I hope to see you guys all there. 2 nuggets, yes. I'm open to points.
Any points, any questions? Vice President Brown?
Could you elaborate on what happened to the bike path on the binary walkway? I saw the signs were taken down today.
Oh, were they taken down? I'm sorry, I was not aware that they were taken down today, but I do know what happened. Mary Kate actually has been working with student affairs and security to get the sign changed from a no bikes allowed on the walkway to a recommended dismount zone during peak hours is what the sign is going to read whenever they put the actual sign up. I'm not sure why that's funny, but okay.
Colleen?
That you, if you would, could you forward the lighting tour information to the GSS president?
Yeah.
Who has expressed an interest in something like this, because there's so many zones that the the graduate students feel are unsafe for parking and.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even think of
Something
that.
to explore,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
Any other
else?
points?
No, but I'll look into it for sure. Yeah.
Any other points?
So Dan Giannini, one of our newly elected representatives, is working with Bon Appetit to reduce the amount of plasticware and waste that's happening in the Bag It and Grab It locations by reducing the amount of bags and cutlery and various items of that assortment to help improve the sustainability of our campus.
Any other points? Seeing none, thank you, Vice President Vaughn. Up next is Public Relations, Vice President Gallo.
What up, what up? I'm just kidding. Sorry. So, hey everyone. How was your homecoming weekend? Rhetorical question. Answer it to yourself. Hopefully you guys didn't spread yourselves too thin and were able to get busy living. I unfortunately was at a wedding, so I lived vicariously through all you guys. As pretty much everyone else has mentioned, we typed these up before actual GA, so nobody's actually really mentioned it. But give yourselves a pat on the back. Without all of your diligent work on the float, which was awesome, or involvement in the various USG events, which included handing out 1,000 Thunder Sticks at the homecoming game, which was pretty cool. We would not even have made a crack in the thoughts of everyone attending. However, on the contrary, we not only spread our name through promotional items and just participating in the events, we have spread our name through school spirit and the recognition of this campus and its students that we are here for them, and we have personalities. We're people on campus, and we are here to serve them, which we'll go more into later in the board report. But so we plan on utilizing this kind of revamped image and enhancing it even more on campus to the best of our abilities. We're going to go over this blow by blow throughout the semester. I don't want to bore you with all the details right now. However, if you do want the inside scoop, come to our committee meetings. Last committee meeting, we actually had 2 non-committee members there, which was it was nice to see a different take on issues and events. I actually sent you an email, by the way, so when I ask you to, you can. Okay. So, yeah, as far as the homecoming float, thank you, VP Vaughn and Treasurer Payne, for taking the lead on that. I apologize for not being here, but it was awesome. If you guys didn't know, our theme was No Place Like Homecoming. So what we did was we dressed as the Wizard of Oz people, which was kind of cool. Twing Tuesday today, we had national election signups. We partnered with UPB. I've talked to you about this. We're really trying to kind of mesh with the other organizations on campus as far as external PR, and that was one thing we did today. Representative Sarda and Representative Christofferson were there repping us. Woo. It was cool. Also, speaking of Representative Sarda, he is our IM and Philanthropy chair. So when he sends you guys emails, he puts a lot of time into those. Read them, sign up for things. It's some of the best stuff that you'll ever do as part of USG minus legislation, obviously. Could you open that email? Speaking of that, to the people that responded to my email earlier, you guys should have read it. There's 3 people, which is kind of sad. So we're getting IM shirts, and these are initial design, kind of cool, right? They're all gonna say Gallo on the back. So it's just like a cool design. We're gonna finalize the design on Wednesday, but Representative Sarda will be sending out an email for you guys to sign up and get those if you plan on participating in IMs and philanthropy, which you better be because it's awesome. Yes. Yeah, it should be Representative Sarda. Do you want to say something? Do you want to say something? Yeah, I mean, if you want to take the, is there anything specifically you're thinking of?
Like there's been a team that you join,
Yeah.
and then you can take the tests and stuff. But
Yeah.
right now there's not.
What?
Whoops. So, Speaker McKee, thank you. Here's your reward. Pop rocks, by the way. How often, Representative Brown and Sarda. And there's one extra one. This one's actually really cool. I didn't mean to keep it, but it's the original packaging from 1970, right? There's some marketing, PR. Also, so newsletter is going to be going out this Sunday. We're finalizing the format for that, so look out for that going out. And Rep Spotlight's back. You guys saw that email. So what's going to happen, let me explain this real quick. I'm going to go, the questions that you guys all filled out, or 12 of you have filled out so far, we're going to go through those questions, and each person, if you think you know who it is, raise your hand, or, raise your hand. I was going to say shout, but don't shout. Raise your hand, and Speaker McKee will call you, because he's good at knowing who raises their hand first. And you only get one guess, so make it good. And if you win, there's 2 choices this evening. You can either get a box of Mike and Ike's or a box of Sweet Tarts, right? PR is your favorite committee, I know. So we're going to start this off with the person chose Case Western Reserve University because its proximity to hospitals and it's good for volunteering and research. I hope they don't plan on going to the hospitals. What do you like best about USG? Having the power to change case for the bettering of the community and its students? No? Okay. I know, it's tough. Who has, this should really help narrow it down. Who has been the most influential person in your life? My dad. No. Okay.
Hold on, Vice President Brown?
Is it Representative Shaw?
Shame on you. What was your favorite game to play as a child? Soccer. No. I know, right? Whoever this is, you guys should talk afterwards. If you could paint a picture of any scenery you've seen before, what would you paint? The metropolis of Hong Kong on a clear night. What do you want to do after college? Make bank, mad bank.
Treasurer Payne?
I'm going to say Peter Choi.
Nope. All right, I'll give you guys some easy ones.
Hold on, Vice President Williams?
President Hale?
No. He does look like he will be making bank, though, right? Yeah. Indeed. They're from, this actually should help. They're from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Representative Lambert?
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. See, Yeah. Okay. And our actual Representative Torres is going to do the second one because he actually is the one that was able to put all this together. He's actually going to do it. From now on, I was just showing him how to do it.
All right.
It's really difficult.
Thank you very much. Actually, I'm gonna need you to come back here too, though, because I need to know. I don't know everyone's username. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. So, let's see these. I'll make it easy for you guys. Campus involvement outside of USG. So this representative is an RA, is involved in Humans vs. Zombies, and is a volunteer at the Free Clinic.
Oh, come on. I so wish I got it up first, but Mr. Dooner. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh my god. That's so easy.
Thank you very much.
I should have put it up at already.
So I forgot to just read off a couple more things. So for Joe Digby, he likes to draw, read, and Facebook, mainly Facebook. He likes metal and electronic music along with house, and he's in the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. Was there anything else you wanted to share, Joe? No, that's pretty comprehensive. Okay. And then just to get to know Andrew Brown a little better, he chose Case Western because of the super nice people. Oh. He's an economics and psychology major. He likes techno and classical music. His favorite flavor of ice cream is wild mountain berry. Who makes that? Where are you? Who makes that?
Leutner has it like once in a blue moon. It's fantastic.
Okay. Leutner has the best food. And his favorite game to play as a child was Kidnap. I don't know. I don't know if I want to know, but. So committee meeting time in the Village, House 5, 8 to 9 p.m. Once again, because that's where I live, on Wednesday. Office hours. Nobody came to visit me last week. It's 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the USG office. And I think I know what he's about to say. It's every other week in House 5. I forgot to tell my committee that last week, and they all showed up to House 5. It's actually in USG office on the non-GA weeks. So this week it's in House 5.
Who's doing the kidnapping?
It's a team game. I can explain to you later.
And fun fact, I know you guys all wait for these. Talk about a hairy situation. According to the most recent unemployment report out of the Eurozone, the jobless rate for people under 25 in Greece has reached 55.4% and 52.9% in Spain. God bless the USA. Any questions for me or points? Or
Vice President Brown?
Are the back of our intramural shirts going to be our clicker numbers?
They could be if you want.
Treasurer
Yes.
Payne.
We don't have clicker numbers.
You guys actually aren't invited. You guys aren't allowed to participate, so you need a vote. Ooh, I'm kidding. You guys can.
Other points for the speaker? Mr. Renser, granted. Any other points to the speaker? Representative Brown Graves?
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Other points?
Ask me a question, you can get these. Or I'll eat
Seeing
them.
none,
It's your
thank-
choice.
Thank you, Vice President Gallo. Next up is IT, Vice President Brown.
Hey all, so quick note to make, Vice President Williams and I played apparently a little bit of Freaky Friday in the agenda today, so those office hours and committee times are not mine. Those are Vice President Williams' Finance Committee and office hours, so I will not be there, but if you're interested in talking about finance, he will be. But everything is in my agenda, so open to points.
Are there any points for the speaker? Mr. Dooner?
When will the print-to-here printers probably be replaced?
The print-to-here printers, so both Scott and Brian are working with Joel on that, and they should be hopefully replaced by next semester.
Representative Shaw?
Did the contract for those printers expire this year?
The contract expired in the summer, but was extended because they had difficulties deciding a vendor.
Other points? Seeing none, thank you, Vice President Brown.
Thanks, you guys.
Finance, Vice President Williams.
So, as I mentioned earlier, we have depleted a large portion of our rolling funding budget. If you look currently as it stands, no changes. We have $1,059, and I believe actually now, was that 19 cents out of $12,000 left, which, just to give you a picture, rolling funding should actually last us through the end of October at this point. It did not. So we are currently going to be looking at other ways to kind of add to this line item. We will be adding probably some money that came from an overestimate of our mass funding allocation for this semester, so at about $3,000 or so. We will also be looking into adding some more money as we get our exact allocation from the student activities fee. We'll probably be adding to that. So keep, for groups that you're in, keep telling them to submit rolling funding requests. But once we have kind of depleted it all, it is gone. So sorry about that. There are, what is that, 4, 5? I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 requests that we had to deny in full. They're listed there for your information. They are no longer requests again that are denied in full will no longer be a part of the rolling funding bills. So they're here in case the group decides to appeal them, that we can more easily do that. So with that, other thing, I know that there's a lot of discussion about finance during assembly, and I know that it's one of those times where people get frustrated because they think it just takes a while, and there's a lot of points being brought up, and guys, we really want you to bring up these points. We want you to be asking good questions of the finance committee. We want to make sure that you are, that you are being a part of the assembly, and that this is not just a finance committee thing. This is a whole General Assembly thing. But if you are starting to have a lot of these kind of a little bit more in-depth questions, almost in the why do we fund things versus what have we funded category, I would really encourage you to come to our finance committee meetings on Thursday so that you can learn a little bit more about that, because we want to make sure that we are keeping our meetings brief and that we are going quickly, but we still want to be thorough. So with that, I'm open up to points.
Any points for Vice President Williams? Okay. Representative Christopherson?
I'm just wondering, why do we seem to be going through rolling funding so fast this year?
So there's kind of I guess this is going to seem a little weird, but so last semester when we gave out mass funding, and Colleen, correct me if I'm wrong, but $170,000 is probably about the largest rolling funding pool we've ever distributed, correct? Yeah, and to give you a comparison, for example, it was $140,000 or so the previous semester. So what that's getting at, though, is that organizations typically have a little bit of a turnover in their leadership during the spring semester that obviously they're electing for the upcoming year. And what we find often happens is that officers who fill it out in the spring are not the officers then in the fall. And so that, for example, let's say that Andrew Brown was the president last year and I'm the president this year of an organization. Andrew Brown might be thinking we're going to be doing events A, B, C, and D, and then we need all this money. And as an incoming president, I might be like, yeah, I don't really like A, B, and C. We're just going to do D. And so that money remains unspent, and so they start asking for more money to fill in the events that they do want to do. So my guess is that it is somewhat in part because we gave out so much money during mass funding, which I know sounds a little bit contradictory, but I think that because we gave out so much money there that some groups didn't quite know what to do with it for the events that they were allocated. And so trying to fund new events is, I think, what's been depleting our rolling funding pool.
Any other points? Okay, seeing none, thank you, Vice President Williams. For Academic Affairs, Vice President Fitch.
I'm just going to stay here since I've been sick and I don't want to spread germs all across this room. But you guys should have seen on the agenda that was sent out that I had a extra document on there. I didn't feel it was necessary to print out 4 more pages of notes. So please do read through that and try and, at least if you read like just a nugget of it, and help spread that information. I'm trying something different this year that's been done. The notes from all the faculty senate committees are being sent out to you guys. Hopefully we can get all that information out better. That way we can also get more issues tackled by just getting the word out about them. So please do read them and let me know if you have any questions on them.
Are there any points for Vice President Fitch? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into other officer reports. The treasurers, Treasurer Payne.
I'm like Tara and I'm really mean. I want to spread my germs everywhere. Just kidding, I won't touch anything. Okay. But actually, okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions on this lately, so I figured I'll crack the code for you guys and give you the fun inside scoop by using the P card. No one? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we know everyone's busy and money for college students is usually spread pretty thin. So making a huge purchase can make a hard blow to your bank account. So rather than put yourself in a rough situation or getting to the outskirts of the limit on your credit card, use the P card. You submit a purchase request just like a normal reimbursement and print it out and stick it in the box in the USG office. And we can get you set up with Susie and a time to use the P card. So share that nugget of information with all your friends. I'm open to points.
Any points for Treasurer Payne? Seeing none, thank you. My office hours are printed there, also by appointment. If you ever want to talk USG or Life or Case Western or anything, just let me know. Shoot me an email. Come to my office hours. I'd love to talk. But with that, that's all I have for committee reports. So we move into open forum. Again, as a reminder, this is the time to bring up any items you would like feedback from the entire assembly on. So are there any points for open forum discussion this evening? Representative Sarda?
How many people would be interested in playing either flag football or ultimate frisbee in the intramurals? Thank you.
Any other points for open forum? Vice President Gallo?
Just a quick question, because I know your time is valuable. I just want to make sure you guys are cool with me taking like 5 or 10 minutes to brighten your nights up. Is that okay? Is anybody opposed to it? That's right. You know better. Okay.
Any other points for open forum discussion? Okay. Colleen, do you have any advisors report or wisdom for us this evening?
Wisdom? No, none. The pledge that I have always had for USG, and that now is even being more solidified through Tom's role as the director of, what is your title? Thank you, forgive me. Anyway, is that we will always be very conscious of your leadership development needs. So there are 2 parts to my advisory report. One is that I won't know and Tom won't know what those are until you tell us what you would find interesting to explore in terms of your own personal journey or perhaps your professional journey. And there are a lot of resources, so please let us know what those are. The second part of that is the first opportunity to enhance your leadership will be this Saturday. And it is the annual fall conference. It's set up to be both personal exploration and organizational. So if you're a member of another organization, or perhaps you will be at some point, and maybe even in terms of your own committee work or caucus work on this assembly, I think there's a lot to be learned. So if you haven't already thought about it or explored the website, please do. There are wonderful, wonderful opportunities for learning. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, and with that, we'll move into announcements. I'm going to steal 1 or 2 first ones. Again, Fall Leadership Conference this Saturday. I'm going. You should go too. It's a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy spending my Saturday mornings in the leadership conferences. So you should be there. Also, we have an announcement. Ms. Chen from SSC is here to give us a quick update.
So this Saturday is also the Farm Harvest Festival, and that is going to be from 12 to 6. Buses will be shuttling students out at Twain starting at 11:30 in the morning. So just please let everyone know.
Other announcements? Representative McHenry?
For everyone who isn't aware, the career fair is this Thursday, so very, very important, very useful for you if you want to get your name out there for the job market. So, tie or dress or whatever, and be ready to go.
Secretary Digby?
So, some of you will probably be noticing that in the next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of people wearing green armbands or headbands, sort of like the ones that Tom and Mr. Henry are wearing. And that's not because it's in fashion, that's because it's going to be HVZ. And all the cool kids do it. There's already 387 people signed up, and y'all should join because it's awesome. Yeah, USG. Actually, yeah, it's full. Start the USG Army or something. I don't know.
You missed the HBC meeting tonight.
So, if you missed the HBC meeting because you're at GA now, talk to me afterwards, and we'll get caught up.
And also, I have like 2 spare guns, so if somebody wants one, come talk to me. Talk to me after the meeting.
Other announcements? Treasurer Ridgway?
Okay, everyone. What event has food that's almost as good as chicken nuggets? What can cure your throbbing headache? What can enhance your Tuesday? Nacho Tuesday, of course. So come out to Nacho Tuesday at Sigma Nu at 10 o'clock.
Representative Shaw?
Yet another reason to come to the Fall Harvest Fest this weekend, Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Is the Macapella, our premier fusion a cappella group, will be singing at 5 p.m. there. So be there and enjoy it.
Likewise, the Caseman's Glee Club will also be performing, so if you want to see a couple USG members singing in their various groups, we'll be there. Vice President Vaughn?
I just really wanted to thank, on behalf of Laura and I, the co-float chairs of the USG, we like to call ourselves, to everyone who helped out with the float for the parade. It turned out really well. Though we didn't win, I think we all won in our hearts. I put some pictures on Facebook if you guys didn't get to see us. I think we looked awesome. And then also, Saturday, there's lots going on, but there's a lot of walking going on too. There's a Theta Pi is holding the walkathon at 2 p.m. and then Kappa Alpha Theta is holding the catwalk at 6 p.m. in Twing.
Representative Rana Goswami?
I'm pretty sure there's that new event called It's Laser Tag, I believe, going on Saturday night, this Saturday, which is going to be a quad laser tag tournament. That's the vibe I'm getting from all the PR. So that sounds very fascinating and interesting, and I'm very curious just to see how they're going to run it, because that seems like a massive event.
Vice President Gallo?
Speaking of the walkathon and the catwalk, we have a budget in PR to do philanthropy events. So if you do want to do those things, read Representative Sarda's email later, because I'm sure he will be asking people who is interested. And on a side note, not to be the bearer of bad news, but I prefer chicken nuggets over nachos.
Secretary Digby?
Also, I got an email. I received an email asking me if somebody could have the templates I have for the minutes, God bless you, and the agendas. So if anyway, so if you're going to be a secretary taking minutes for caucuses or committees, and you want those fancy schmancy templates, email me and I'll send them to you.
Representative Thompson?
They're also on the website.
Vice President Calla?
thought you said Vice President Hale. Okay. Speaking of that, yeah, it's under representative documents on the website. And second, move to adjourn.
Is there any objection to adjourning? Okay, we are adjourned.